Roughly 300,000 young Korean men are conscripted into military service every single year. Not volunteers, conscripts. Every able-bodied male citizen, with very few exceptions, must serve. The question is not whether they will go. The question is only when. That single fact reshapes how an entire generation of Korean men plans their education, their careers, and their relationships. What does it actually mean to build a life around an obligation the state has already scheduled for you? According to the Military Manpower Administration of South Korea, the mandatory service length for Army conscripts is currently 18 months. Navy service runs 20 months, and the Air Force requires 21 months. As of recent years, South Korea maintains a standing active duty force of approximately 500,000 personnel. According to the International Institute for Strategic Studies, the OECD notes that South Korea spends roughly 2.6% of its GDP on defense, consistently among the highest in the developed world. Statistics Korea reports that men typically serve between the ages of 18 and 28, with the vast majority enlisting in their early 20s, often interrupting university study. Since the conscription law was first enacted in 1949, more than 6 million men have cycled through the system in the decades since. The roots of South Korea's conscription system run directly back to the Korean War, which began in June 1950. The conflict, which technically never ended, an armistice, not a peace treaty, was signed in 1953, left the peninsula divided in the South deeply aware of its vulnerability. North Korea maintains one of the largest standing armies in the world proportional to its population, according to the International Institute for Strategic Studies. That permanent threat calculus made mass conscription not a political choice, but what South Korean policymakers consistently called a national survival necessity. Over the following decades, the system was institutionalized, bureaucratized, and woven into the social contract. Exemptions exist for elite athletes who win Olympic medals, for classical musicians who win certain international competitions, but they are narrow, publicly debated, and frequently controversial. The system endures because the threat, at least in formal legal terms, has never been declared over. The personal cost is substantial and measurable. A Korea Development Institute study found that mandatory service reduces lifetime male earnings compared to a counterfactual where those years were spent in the workforce or in continuous education. Korean women exempt from conscription do not face the same interruption, a disparity that feeds ongoing gender debates in Korean society. Surveys by the Korea Institute for Defense Analyses have found that many conscripts report feelings of stagnation, isolation, and anxiety about falling behind peers during their service. Beyond the individual, there is a demographic consequence. South Korea already has the lowest total fertility rate in the OECD, recorded at 0.72 by Statistics Korea in 2023. Researchers at Seoul National University have noted that delayed career and marriage timelines for men, partly attributable to military service, are one factor in that collapse. The system that was built to protect the nation's future may be quietly compressing it. South Korea is not alone in this. Israel, Norway, Switzerland, and several other nations maintain some form of mandatory service. But Korea's case is unusually stark. An unresolved war, a shrinking population, and a generation of young men navigating a life schedule that the state wrote before they were born. The universal pattern here is this. When a society asks individuals to bear a collective burden, the long-term costs of that burden rarely appear in the original accounting. They surface later, quietly, in demographic data and lifetime earnings and conversations about fairness. South Korea is now having all of those conversations at once. How a society resolves the tension between collective security and individual cost is one of the defining questions of democratic governance. Korea's answer, still evolving, still contested, offers the rest of the world a rare and detailed case study.